Hey guys, it's Rob here. I want to talk a little bit about imagination. And I got an example here to show you about imagination. See, when we were young, we had a great imagination. Imagination carried us and helped us cultivate curiosity and learning skills. See, now, see how she can have fun and she could stay there the whole time? That's imagination. Her brain is in constant motion while she's not physically doing much except standing there and having fun. And she's imagining things happening. Now, we could also do the same thing when it comes to our lives still. See, but we lose this skill over time because we develop a conscious lifestyle. But technically, the best way for us to live would be having more of an imagination type lifestyle, to see things, believe things that might not be have been achieved yet. And it's good to have that conscious mind, obviously, but to have that curiosity, imagination, and learning is all in the same thing. They're all intertwined, and you got to have those times. And as you see here, she is practicing her imagination fully, which came from curiosity and knowledge from learning. So, guys, you have to focus on improving yourself, okay? And you have to focus on improving things through your imagination and curiosity. Feel it in your youth, guys. Become who you want to be through your imagination. And there's some good exercises to do this. Obviously, you need to learn something before. So obviously learn some key skills and proven strategies to implement. But after you learn the basics, you need to practice and implement these things into your lifestyle, but you could do this through your imagination. There's a lot of great athletes that actually practice imagination instead of doing their practice routines at certain times. Because it's said that if you could see it in your mind, you can hold it in your hand. And what this means is that if you see it in your mind, it's a lot easier to perform it in real life. Actually, even better than what you're doing it in consciously. Now, let's say, like, if you're a basketball player and you practice every day in your mind of making a three-pointer shot, and you actually see it in your mind, you feel it, you go through everything in your mind, and you play the reality that's seen in your imagination, and you do it for 3 years, just to say. Okay? And you still play basketball in between, and you still practice your three-point shot. Right? If you get two people doing this exercise, and one just practices and one practices, and also has some replaces some of his practices through mental practice, the mental practice and regular practice guy will actually achieve better results. And it's amazing because it's totally true. Another example is there was a pianist, okay? And he wasn't able to play because he was in jail. But he imagined every key, every sound, every feeling, everything in his mind, and played piano and made new sounds and everything while in his mind, and went to a piano after jail and played the best musical songs that he ever played because he wrote them while he was in jail. Believe it or not, your imagination can cultivate this as well. You have to focus and practice. The only way to do this is you have to to actually schedule some times to practice. And there's some good exercises. Let's say, I'll give you a good idea. Okay, you see this little shoe here. Okay, get some object and study it. Look at this shoe. Okay, look at every detail. Put it around in your head. Keep playing around. Focus on every single thing, every single indentation.
No, get it.
Okay? Now I want you to shut your eyes and envision that object and every detail. Okay? Then I want you to get the object again. It's another one. My little one took the other one. Look at it again. Do the same thing over again. Find new details. Shut your eyes. And envision in every detail.
Thank you, Daddy.
Okay? That's one of the greatest exercises when it comes to improving your imagination skill. Now, another thing is what you want to do is you want to try to practice imagination and creativity. So you got your, so that was imagination practice for envisioning, for actually seeing things in your head. In the next practice, you need to be able to create your own visions in your head. And it's a higher step, but you want to practice little things like making a blue square in your head. Try to make a red circle. After you can get through stuff like that, shapes and letters, numbers, you can go into, objects, 3D objects. Once you go to 3D objects, you can start doing people. You can start doing places. Okay? So I would say like you got your tier 1, your tier 2, and tier 3. Tier 1 would be shapes, objects, numbers. Tier 2 would be objects. And 3 would be people and places. And you can create anything in your imagination, and you can use it for purposes in reality. Now, people actually use their imagination really well when they sleep without consciously knowing. And if you can cultivate your mind to actually know when you're sleeping, you can dream anything you want, solve problems, create situations, create opportunities, and see how they would act with them. Now, a lot of people create nightmares because they let fear overpower them. And I know it's hard to cultivate that and, change that into your developing. But the thing is, like I'll give you an example. I did have a little nightmare the other night, and I know it's hard, and you don't even know you're dreaming. So you need to be more aware, guys. Being more aware will allow you to create more curiosity, create more imagination, and create more learning skills, and create more good habits for you to cultivate a more successful life. Now, guys, focus on this exercise. I want you to try this for like 5-10 minutes a day. All right? Do it for 30 days. Okay? Try to envision it in your head. Pick up an object. Okay? And just try to flip it around and envision your head and try to see it in your mind. Okay? And just, I'll spend like a minute looking at it, flipping it around. Then take another minute to see it in your mind. Then look at it in real life. Then look at it in your mind. Practice that for 30 days. Another exercise I want you guys to practice for another 30 days would be 5 to 10 minutes again. To actually see shapes, numbers, and letters in your head. you could go through the whole alphabet, or you could just pick one letter or pick one shape or something, however you want. But for within that time frame, I want you to see that shape, letter, number in different colors. Okay? And create that in your mind. And then I want you to, after you get that through that month, the next month I want you to try objects, do the same thing. Then I want you to do people and places. And then I want you to also, the next month, is to try people and places, but using all your feelings, hearing, touching, smelling, and practice that. And then after that, you can go right into creating your own reality and creating visions and people in your life with all your feelings attached to it. And I want you to be like, actually, like you were there. You could smell it, you can hear it, you could taste it. Guys, I know it's really ridiculous, but you can make your imagination actually see, feel, taste anything you want in your mind and not even be there. So I love you guys. Peace be with you. Hold on. What's your purpose? Health, wealth, love, and happiness. Peace be with you.